All right, so I was just going to show a little bit about my setup for this Titan. Um, like I said, once it gets to Titan number 40, it stops absorbing Earth type cards, Earth type attacks, and it starts absorbing Water type. And Water type will still do 0 damage. And the Dark type, during the second half, it's still the same. It still absorbs dark damage. So, like I said, Xal'ae, that's how I pronounce it at least, and Aldrich, in my opinion, are like, it's like the best combo in the game. Um, I'll just show you my setup for Xal'ae right now. For him, right now, I have super focused on his defense, primarily so that his Blaze and his Direct Sunburn will do the most damage. Um, if you look up here, it shows next to the shield, I've got, 551 defense plus the 639. And then there's that little parentheses, 67%. What that means is that it mitigates 67% of physical damage. So, like, if the enemy were to do 10,000 damage to Xal'ae, he would negate 6,700% of that damage, or 6,700 damage. What I've discovered is that this is asymptotic up to 80%. So, since Xal'ae is the leader, he has times 3 defense. So, if it's around 1,200 or so right now, that's actually going to be more like 3,600 defense. And that gets me over the 80% mark, but it's capped at 80%. So it's kind of like I'm wasting defense. So what I'm considering doing is going to my runes, and if you look here, you'll see that all of these have maxed out defense on them. Well, they were. I took some off of his defense, and I'm building up this rune to be more of an attack rune. I'm trying to balance him out a little bit more because that 639 used to be like 700 or 800 or something like that. So, anyways, I'm kind of fiddling around with that build. Instead of attack with Xal'ae, I might actually increase his HP. I'll go into more of that later on when I figure some more of that stuff out. I also wanted to show the difference between, see, these are good quality runes, and if you look at the secondary bonuses, they're much higher than the poor quality rune. If I tap here and you look at the poor quality, all of those are much lower on the secondary bonuses. That 4% at the bottom, the destroy, it's only 4% because I sacrificed, or if I kept on like sacrificing other runes to get that higher. But like this one right here, that 7% counter, I don't think I upgraded that at all. I think it just came naturally. The very last secondary bonus is that's the only place where you're going to see counter, destroy, and leech. The middle percentage secondary bonus, that's the only place where you will see dodge or targeting or focus, I guess you could say, bonuses. All right, so let's move on to Aldrich real quick. With him right now, I don't have a lot of really great runes on him yet. Again, I still have the full destroy set, and for him, I still have him completely focused on defense. There's still some room for improvement, but as you can see, I don't really need it because I'm already close to the 70% mark. And once you multiply his defense by 3, I'm definitely at the 80% mark. I'm actually beyond that. But, you know, no matter what, the Titan is going to still do at least 20% damage to him. I will never be able to block 100% of the damage like the Titan can. And I'll go in and I'll explain a little bit more about why the Titan can block so much damage. I've got a lot of other explanations on how that works. So let's move on to the Tapio and the Hydra, which I think are really important in this Titan build. Right now, Tapio, I've got him with a full destroy set. Again, I don't really care that much about his attack right now. He doesn't really have that high on attack anyway. what I really care about is making sure he has enough defense to get up to the 80% mark. Because he's armored, he also gets the ×3 bonus. So he'll be able to block just as much damage as everyone else. I also would put REC runes on him, the Revitalize runes, because every time the Hydra, the amount of HP that he recovers for everyone depends on their REC. And also their maximum HP, and I'll go into more of those details another time. But basically, REC is very important if you want your Hydra to be healing everybody as much as possible. Also, right now, like, I don't even have him maxed out. I need 2 more Divine Runes, but I don't really care that much about his Sniper Shot. It doesn't do that much damage, and Milady isn't really that effective against this Titan anyway, so it's not that important. But the Force of Nature, it's very important. You want to get this to at least level 3, because the Titan attacks every 4 turns. So if you activate the Force of Nature, it reduces his attack by 80% for 5 turns. So 2 of his attacks you'll be able to significantly lower. If you activate Force of Nature, the turn before he attacks, for 2 turns, he will do very, very little damage to you. And then that 3rd turn, he will be able to attack you before this is recharged. But on that 3rd turn, that's when you're going to activate Aldrich's shield. So every 3 turns, you're going to block his attack with Aldrich's shield. And then for the other 2 turns, you're going to use Force of Nature. Whoop, there it is. Force of Nature to lower his attack. Now the problem is with this build, we don't have any water type. So every once in a while, you're going to draw cards and they're going to be all blue, and you're not going to be able to activate your skills that turn. That's why if you really want him to be able, him and Hydra, to have a cooldown of 11 or even 10. So right now I'm saving up to get 2 more combo scrolls, so that way I can, use their combo significantly more often. Hydra as well. I've poured a little bit more into his attack, even though it doesn't really matter that much for this Titan. Again, what matters the most is the Destroy. In my opinion, Destroy is the best set. And again, this really isn't my best set. I've been pouring a lot of my resources into building attack runes, and I'll explain some of those, what I've been doing with Flan and Rain and Tyro, Tyron later on. But anyways, for him, again, I just made sure that I had enough defense to get him to around the 60% mark, because that way I can guarantee that I get up to the 80%. It's a lot of diminishing returns as you go higher with that defense. Again, Leech is really important. Not so much with this build. Again, I'm kind of rethinking how I'm going to use Leech. I might try to put a Leech set on either Xal'ae or Aldrich. I'm kind of rethinking all that. Anyways, this was just a quick explanation on how I've been killing the Titans. I've been getting them with 1 go if I bring somebody else's Aldrich. If I bring somebody else's Aldrich in with my team, it'll multiply Aldrich's defense by another 4.5, by another 4.5 times. Which again doesn't really reduce any damage anymore because I'm already at the 80% threshold, but it does give him significantly more for his Divinus Maris, his shield. I mean, he gets way more. And also the Aldrich that I bring with me, his shield is going to be mega amped up, because he's going to benefit from Xal'ae's ×3 and his own ×4.5. Or ×4, or whatever star level that you bring of the Aldrich. Anyways, I think that's the best setup for this Titan. I know for the first half, the Tapio and the Hydra aren't going to be doing any damage. But as long as you have Destroy sets on Xal'ae and Aldrich, and also the Direct Sunburn and the Blaze, it's going to do enough damage to where you can drop him down to half, and then everyone's going to be damaging the Hydra. As long as you can keep on activating the Force of Nature, You want to be able to do that every 12 turns minimum. So I've got my cooldown to 11, so that way I've got one. I can fuck up one time. I can have a, every once in a while, if I get all blue or whatever. I want to get this down to 10, so that way I can mess up twice and still be able to activate every 12 turns. So anyways, I hope this helps. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. I'm going to make a lot more of these kind of videos to kind of explain a little bit more. That way you guys can see what I'm doing. Because I want to be able to help as many people as possible. I love the direction our guild is going. It's a lot of fucking fun, especially once you get up into killing 43 Titans every single week and getting all of those combo scrolls, and there's just a lot of rewards you get from killing that many Titans. Not to mention it's the prestige, of our guild being, already we're in the middle of the top 100 guilds. We can easily get up into the 20s. And again, I don't want our guild to be like a militant guild where we all have to fight as hard as we can to be up in the top 20. I don't care. I just want us to be having fun. Yeah. So if you have any questions, just let me know.